Hi, thanks for joining me today. My name is Meg. Um, I'll be talking to you about breathing, some very basic belly breathing. You'll notice that I periodically am looking down at the corner of the screen because I have some notes there to keep myself on track. This is my first recording I'm putting on YouTube, so I'm a little bit nervous, and also because I'm talking about belly breathing, where you start when you start a pranayama practice, part of yoga. I'm trying to keep it really simple. Belly breathing is really simple, and it's also something we've strayed away from that a lot of us need to come back to. So, as I said, my name is Meg. I'm a Shivananda trained yoga instructor. There's Shivananda yoga training centers all over the world, started by Swami Shivananda, who was a yogi back in India. He was also a medical doctor and wrote over 200 books on yoga and Ayurveda. So today, pranayama is one of the 8 limbs of yoga. And the 8 limbs of yoga are the yamas and the niyamas, which are the do's and the don'ts of life, basically. We have asanas, which most people are familiar with if you're familiar with yoga, the yoga postures. Then we have pranayama, the breathing exercises, pratyahara, which is withdrawing the senses and turning inward. Dharana is concentration, and you're able to concentrate once you withdraw those senses. And from concentration, we then have dhyana, meditation, and all these together lead to samadhi, which is liberation, the combination of the mind, the body, the consciousness. We experience bliss, joy, and liberation. So that's, the goal of yoga, and one of these steps, one of these 8 limbs is pranayama. But before anybody starts into any higher level of pranayama, we have to make sure that first we're belly breathing, that we're doing our deep abdominal breathing properly. So belly breathing, abdominal breathing are simple, natural breath. It's some of us this day and age, we breathe thoracically or shallow without even knowing, and we're only using the upper lobes of our lungs and not the lower lobes. So in order to do that, to access the lower lobes, which are the larger part of our lungs, we have to relax our abdominal muscles. And that can be difficult in our society because we want to look like we have strong abs, so we tense our muscles, suck our stomach in, and breathe shallow. So what we need to do is let go of that mentally and physically, relax those abdominal muscles. In doing so, you allow your diaphragm to function properly. So your diaphragm can move up and down, moving freely to push stagnant air up out of the lungs, and then coming down, allowing the lungs to fully expand and become oxygenated on our inhalations. So that's the basics of belly breathing. Taking deep breaths into the lower lobes of the lungs rather than shallow breaths, only using the upper part of the lungs. So we relax our abdominal muscles, we allow our diaphragm to move freely, and we expand oxygen into our lungs and expel carbon dioxide fully out of our bodies, which is great. So the benefits of this full deep belly breathing are that it improves the movement of oxygen and carbon dioxide throughout the entire body. The other benefit is that it relaxes and recharges the nervous system. It lets our body know. Our breath directly communicates with our nervous system. So when we breathe shallow, only using the upper parts of our lungs, what our breath is saying to our nervous system is we need to be in fight or flight mode. We need to be ready. And then when we relax our low abdomen, we breathe deeply into the belly. Our breath lets our nervous system know it can let go, it can relax, we can relax, and everything's fine. So we'll begin today. We'll practice this full belly breath reclined, lying on our backs. We'll practice it sitting, and we'll practice it standing. And a great thing about this breath is that you can do it anywhere. So you can do it at your desk, sitting. If you're waiting in line somewhere, you can do it standing. But the best place to really be able to relax is reclined, lying down. I'm going to stay sitting because if I lay down, you won't be able to see me. So take a moment to find a comfortable place to lay down. It can be on your bed, it can be on a yoga mat, just wherever you can lay comfortably and relax. So once you've gotten yourself situated in a comfortable reclined position, take both hands onto your low abdomen. So your thumbs are at the first rib and your pinky fingers kind of near the hip. And you can just feel the full belly. Fingers are spread nice and wide. And just start observing yourself breathing. Observing your inhalations, observing your exhalations, and noticing, do you naturally breathe deeply? If you do, that's great. Or are you naturally a shallow breather? Just find that out about yourself right now. And if you're breathing shallow, that's great because you're here and you're going to learn how to shift that breath deeper. So now that we've observed for a few breaths, I'll walk you through some deep abdominal belly breathing. And the way I'm going to do this is I'm going to time us. So we'll inhale for 5 seconds. I probably won't join you in that because I'll be counting. So you will inhale for 5 seconds, and then you'll exhale for 6 seconds. And the reason we exhale for 6 seconds is because we naturally hold stagnant air in the lower lobes of our lungs, which is why, we're not using those. We just hold this stagnant air there. So we exhale for an extra second, allowing the diaphragm to push that stagnant air up and out of our lungs. And then we have more space for oxygenated air to come into the lungs and feed the body. So I'll say inhale, count 5 seconds, exhale, and I'll count 6 seconds. So between breaths, the other thing we have is a pause. We pause, we inhale, we pause, we exhale. So when I say inhale and exhale, that will be the pause. I won't say pause. So inhale, 5 seconds, exhale, 6 seconds. And we'll go through this a few times. So begin by just exhaling all the air out of your lungs. Completely exhale. And then we'll begin to inhale for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Inhale, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Inhale, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And just return to your natural breath. And now coming into a seated position, maybe take a nice big stretch before you get up. Bring the arms and legs together, stretching out the body and coming into a comfortable seated position. You can sit in a chair, sit on a bolster with your legs crossed, any comfortable position, but it is good if you have your knees down below your hips for this practice. If you're, in your office doing this, you can do it in any seated position. But while you're taking the time here, try to get the knees down below the hips. And then we'll take the hands again, fingers spread wide, onto the same part of the abdomen. Observing the breath here for a few moments. And then I'll start the same thing again with the counting while we're in a seated position. So beginning by fully exhaling all the air out of the lungs. And then we'll inhale for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Inhale, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Inhale, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And just returning back to your natural breath. And then standing up. Taking a moment to stand up. Again, maybe stretching out here. Getting yourself situated and comfortable. And bringing the hands back to the abdomen. Observing your natural breath. And then exhaling completely, exhaling all the air out of your lungs. And inhale, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Inhale, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Inhale, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And release the hands. Maybe allow the eyes to fall closed if your eyes are open. And observe the body. See if you maybe feel a little more relaxed, a little more nourished, having a sense of an energy that's a relaxed energy rather than an anxious energy. And this is what the breath does for us. So that's our natural way of breathing, is belly breathing. So relax your abdominal muscles. Don't try to look like a supermodel. Just relax those muscles. Allow the diaphragm to work, assisting the lungs in oxygenating the body, releasing carbon dioxide from the body, and nourishing and energizing our whole being. Breathing is as natural as birth, and health is as natural as breathing, and breathing is a path to health. So I thank you for joining me today. I'm planning to have this be a 3-part series. So this is pranayama, part number 1, belly breathing. I'd like to have part number 2 be a full yogic breath, and part number 3 doing alternate nostril breathing. So this is the first recording. It's great to come back to. It's great to come back to your natural breath, and it's a wonderful thing to practice. So again, thank you for being with me today. Namaste.